on the backstory, Pete Carroll is back in the spotlight recently with his NFL era coming to an end. One author walks us through a legendary Carroll story.
This book right here, which is called The Men of Troy, The Epic Afternoons, Wild Nights, and Enduring Legacy of Pete Carroll's USC Trojans. It shares an account of how Carroll transformed the struggling football team. We're joined now by the book's author, Monte Burke. Monte, thanks so much for joining us here in ARC Seattle this morning.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Of course. So all of us here in Seattle know Pete Carroll as a successful coach, obviously won a Super Bowl with the Seahawks, also 2 college football national titles with USC. When he arrived at that school, he had kind of a different reputation. Talk to us about how he was able to transform USC's struggling team.
Absolutely. So when he first got there, he was considered to be sort of a loser. He had had an unorthodox style that, he emphasized fun. He was kind of a player's coach. He'd been fired by the New York Jets. He'd been fired by the New England Patriots. He wasn't USC's first choice. He was the 3rd or 4th choice, depending on who you ask. But it all worked at USC. He had, a captive audience of younger, kind of more impressionable kids. And, he built this mini dynasty. They had a build. They won 2 national titles in a row. They played in what's considered to be the greatest game of all time, which is against Texas in the 2006 Rose Bowl. And so, what he did there, he proved that his unorthodox style really could work. And then, of course, he would later prove it that it could work in the NFL as well with the Seahawks.
Proved all those people wrong, right? So what drew you to this story, and why dive into the early 2000s college football era now?
I just think it's so amazing. I mean, it's so different from what we have right now. This was just a singular era. College football is sort of a game of small towns, or like Tuscaloosa and State College. It's not really a city game, but USC made it a city game. There were no NFL teams in Los Angeles at the time. They captivated everyone. I mean, Hollywood celebs would show up. You had Snoop Dogg and Will Ferrell and the Fonz and Arnold, and they weren't just at games. They went to practices as well. So he created this sort of crazy atmosphere and vibey thing that I don't think we'll ever see again. And it was just so fun to go back and read all about it. Then, of course, you had the scandal at the end with Reggie Bush, which I think precipitated a lot of the changes that we now see in college football, with players being able to cash in on their names, images, and likenesses. Reggie Bush was not allowed to do that.
Monte, you talked to a lot of people for this book, 150 interviews. Are there any conversations that you had that maybe changed your understanding of Pete Carroll, maybe the team at the time?
Absolutely. I mean, there's so much, and so much great talk about plays, maybe like the Bush push, which is, of course, one of the most famous plays of all time, when Reggie Bush pushed in Matt Leinart to win the game against Notre Dame. But a lot of it had to do with, talking to Carroll. I had, 7 long interviews with him, but also, talking to his players about the effect that he had on them. And again, I go back to that unorthodox style he had. He really emphasized fun. He felt like having people have fun was the way to get their peak performance. And I can't tell you how many of his former players I talked to who said, I felt like I was 12 years old playing shirts and skins tag football in my backyard when I played for him.
What do you hope readers ultimately take away from this book?
I think it's kind of interesting. I think it's an interesting snapshot of a unique era that had never happened before and probably will never happen again. I think there's some kind of management lessons to be learned there. I mean, you don't have to be the kind of militaristic coach that maybe Nick Saban and Bill Belichick are. You can do it maybe a different way. But I think overall, I think it's got this kind of, it's about fun. The whole era was so much fun with Snoop and Will Ferrell and all these people involved with the program. And again, I think it's kind of an unusual and unique era. It's so different from what we got going on right now that I think it's kind of a fun kind of trip down memory lane.
Yeah, so many significant changes in college football just in the past year or so, right? We have a copy of the book here. Thank you for that. Where can people get it if they want to get their hands on a copy?
It should be in all major bookstores now and, of course, on Amazon.
Before we let you go, any Super Bowl predictions?
Super Bowl predictions. I'm going to have to go with your Seahawks. The Seahawks look like the prime Pete Carroll era right now. They look great.
All right. I like it.
I like it, too.
Thank you so much for joining us on the show, and congrats on this new book.
Thank you for having me.
It's fascinating.
It really is. I didn't know that much about his background, and it seems like he shaped so much of the sport, the way it's looked at a collegiate level. And yeah, I love the research that went into it as well.
Certainly some of those same principles brought here to Seattle, and he's a legend in our eyes, obviously bringing the first and only Super Bowl win to the city of Seattle. Hopefully they can make it number 2 next month. We'll see. Coming up.